Yo, what's up, guys? Kobe Cheese here with a first look of a new card game that I was checking out recently here called Might and Magic Duel of Champions. And this is a free-to-play card game, so I figured I would check it out because there's a lot of these card games coming out recently, and I did play a lot of Scrolls and made some videos of that, and of course a lot of people are playing the Blizzard one right now, which unfortunately I cannot get into, but that is unimportant right now because right now I'm looking at a game that is out by Ubisoft right now, and it's actually not too bad. I gave it a chance, and I just want to do a quick video looking at it and just kind of showing you guys what it's all about, and you can see if you would like to play it as well. So right now we're just kind of like at a new screen here. And so let me go ahead and show off the menus real fast, and then I'll jump into some gameplay and give you an idea of how this particular card game works out. So yeah, you can go ahead and check out some of the stuff here. There's you got all your resources here. You can buy your currency. Of course, it's a free-to-play game, so you can buy currency. You also earn currency in game just from like winning matches and stuff like that you can use to buy new decks and things. So you can come over here to the shop, and this is where you'll be picking up all of your different packs. And there's a lot of different packs you can actually go through, and so it feels more like an actual physical card game in the sense that they got all little cards, and they'll show you like these little packs, like as if they're like boxes that you're buying from the store and stuff like that. So you can actually buy these packs that have the special shiny cards or whatever. So there's decks that you can buy with real money, and you can also buy the packs with your in-game currency. So it's not like you can really get anything different with real money. So it doesn't seem pay to win in any way. There's just different sorts of packs that have different variations of cards. So like for example, let's see, I've got 23,000. I can buy one of these packs right now. So if I want to buy for, say, this one right here, Void Rising pack right here. So I can click on this one, and we can do an inspection. Basically, the Void Rising pack is going to give me about 12 cards. So just a random assortment of rares and commons. It's not going to give me any duplicates, and it gives me a chance to get a premium card and some wild cards. So let's just buy that. Why not? You can see here you go. You can find it in the deck builder. So there we go. I just bought just a assortment of cards, and that's how you're going to be building up your various decks and cards here. And you can kind of buy whatever assortments of stuff you want. You can buy these big old boxes of cards and stuff like that too if you'd like to get your stuff built up a lot quicker. But anyways, let's go jump over to deck. There's other stuff you can buy too. So you can buy actual full decks for certain different types of things here. All these different little decks there. You can buy these consumables, which I assume are like XP boost. Yeah, you can get XP boost, gold boost, things like that. Just like you would expect from most free-to-play games. And then if you want to start looking at all the cards that you have now, you can see these are a lot of the cards that I've got right now. And so I can sit here and mess with all of these cards. Now this game is actually available on the iPad as well. So you'll notice that a lot of the interface it's actually very compatible with like swiping things with your fingers. So right now I can just like click here. But if I was playing this on the iPad, I can just like swipe my hand across and I can look at all my different cards, and you can see the stats and stuff. So like this is one of my creatures right here. He does he does like 1 attack damage and got 2 HP. He's immune to retaliation, so when I attack something, they can't attack me back. And then he does like this AoE swipe, which I'm going to jump into a gameplay here in just a second and show you exactly how that works. And I can create my own deck here. There's all the different filtering options that you would expect from an online card game. So pretty standard and simple to use from what I understand from playing other card games online. So let's go ahead and jump into a game, and I'm going to show you some footage here of me playing against a guy in pretty good little match here. Alright, so I've started up a duel here with another player online, and it's going to ask you, do you want to keep your starting hand? Yes, I'd like to go ahead and do it. So this is the playing board. You got basically 2 rows, or I'd say columns, whatever you want to call it, where you can place your units. and you're going to have a front line and a back line. So there are flying units which can be placed in the front or the back, and then you've got ranged units and melee units, and that's how the cards are categorized. So you'll see the enemy has placed down a shooter right there. The difference between the shooter can shoot a card in the front or the back, and they are immune to retaliation. And essentially, that's just kind of part of the strategy. You're going to put your shooters in the back, and you can kind of attack stuff whatever you want. They're going to have usually less HP, just kind of depends. And every little deck has its own little strategies. And right now I've got this Inferno deck. A lot of my cards are all immune to retaliation. They don't have as much HP or damage necessarily, and then also a lot of them have a good bit of splash. So a lot of them have splash to where I can attack cards in 2 different rows at the same time. Now, you'll notice that there are these 3 different resources. We've got this little fist, that's a might, and that's pretty much for placing down units. And then you've got the little magic flask looking thing, and that's going to be for casting spells. Oh, real quick, you'll see that I just moused over those 2 cards down there at the bottom. These are actually called event cards. You can actually play one of those each round if you so choose to, and those are going to be cards that may potentially benefit both players. So it's just kind of like some random stuff that can pop up for each round. And you'll notice next to the flag there, I've got a it's got up to a 3, the little blue number, and pretty much every time you take an action will take these action points, and each turn you gain 1 action point. So some cards will take 1 action point, 2 action points, 3 action points. You can see that in the top left part of the card. And so some cards are going to get more and more difficult to use, and you can't use those until a few turns in. So you're going to have not only the number of action points to use that card, but you're going to have the right number of resources, whether it's the might or the magic or whatever that case is. Okay, so right now we are pretty much even. No one's really doing anything. He's finally started attacking me. Your cards will be able to attack each round. There's no like wind up on the cards. You don't have to wait several rounds for certain large cards to attack. Literally every round, your cards will be able to attack. So in this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and play a spell here. So that's my spell. It does 2 damage to his card in the front there, and I use a little harpy lady to do some extra damage as well. Essentially, you can attack your opponent's hero card as long as you have a card in another lane, I should say, or another row that there is no enemy card. So pretty much like you would expect in any sense. Now, the actual hero cards are pretty interesting because they have certain abilities that if you have certain hero cards that you can find in the decks, randomly, then you may eventually get different abilities from those hero cards. So right now, mine's actually pretty basic. It just has the ability to increase, but you'll see his actually has the ability to enrage damage on his hero, which will give a special effect to one of his units. Obviously at the cost of action points and stuff like that. I don't have any of those special abilities yet on my guy. I just have mine just increases my damage by a little bit on certain things. So just passive stuff on mine. Now this is a fortune card. I can play that. Essentially, it allows me to tell him, hey, I can. You're gonna have to discard cards every time you play one. I think that's what it was. And the way this game works is, certain card games, you'll actually put your cards back into the deck once you have played them. And then once you go through the deck, you can start shuffling back through. But in this particular case, once you run out of cards in your deck, your hero will start counting down his HP by 1 each round. And so that is a little bit of, I guess, a mechanic to make sure the games don't last too extremely long, and also makes you aware of not trying to whip out all of your cards immediately and do some strategy where you're flipping through the deck, which I've been familiar with in some other card games that were actually really strong. So that's interesting. Right now, you'll notice he's got this like big golem dude in the front line. This guy's deck seems to have a lot of cards with high HP and high damage, but not necessarily a large number of cards or a large number of splash damage units. But mine is working the opposite way. But I've been pretty much putting cards in the front. Like, I'm not able to get any attacks off with my cards because he's got these really hard hitting dudes in the front, and he kills my card every round when it attacks. Now, my main strategy here is to try and kind of overwhelm him. I'm going to be putting cards in like all the rows, mostly trying to just defend his big units. Even if his big unit has a lot of damage, if I put some cheap guy down in the front and it takes a hit for me, then that's fine. And I'm just going to try and whittle him down eventually with my cards on the outside. And that is my goal. And also, I'll be putting down these AoE guys and hopefully trying to kill some of his bigger cards by just attacking the weaker cards in the other rows that won't immediately die. So in this particular case, I'm running a little bit low on cards. I'm going to draw a card there. I'm going to try and get some more units out. I'm actually down. The main problem with my deck is if I'm going to run out of units by placing down too many units, and then if I only have like a few spell cards, then that's when I'm going to start to have problems. As long as I can continue to draw enough cards to have those units in my hand, then I'll be good to go. So I'm going to try and kind of starve him of cards while drawing enough cards to place on the board myself. And we seem to be doing okay. We're fairly even. He does have this big golem dude out, but I'm starting to overwhelm the actual playing board with a lot of cards, and so that's good. But he's got another golem dude he's playing down. Ah, that is creepy. Don't like that. So let's go ahead and I'm going to speed this up just a bit. So there are also some spells you can have on your units or your cards that are like ongoing spells. Haven't actually drawn one yet, but I have this one that's called like Fire Shield. I can place it on one of my units. Every time he does damage to it, he's going to be taking that amount of damage in return. So that is what I would really like to find. I just haven't drawn it from my card yet. That'd be awesome because, for example, if I put it in that same row as the golden there that does 4 damage, then he's just going to do 4 damage to himself by attacking one of my guards, and that would be awesome. Unfortunately, no luck here, but that's what a lot of these card games is about, is getting just the right amount of cards to pull out your strategy. There's a little tiny bit of luck, but it's also that strategy of just having only the number of cards that you need to pull off your strategy. Now, I haven't played this game for like an extremely long amount of time, so I don't have a lot of cards to where I can just be super picky with the ones in my deck. So right now there's a lot of room for efficiency in my deck, but that's also part of the fun of playing these card games, is just building up and getting yourself like that perfect deck, and then eventually you start playing and you find some other guy who's got this really awesome deck, and then you get some ideas and you're like, crap, I need more cards, and you want to buy those. But that's really any card game. And I've always thought to myself in the past, like, man, I don't want to play these card games. It's like silly. Like, why would I want to play a card game online? But the more I play these games, they're actually pretty fun. I'm actually enjoying it. It's real chill. It's casual. I like that they have this game on the tablet as well. You can kind of pull that out and just play that whenever, even when you're not around your PC, as long as you have the internet connection. So that is pretty cool. But in any case, let's see if we can crush this guy. We've got him down to 10 HP. He's definitely got me down a little bit too, but I'm ahead at this point. But he has those 2 big guys, man, and I'm just doing my best to crush him. But he's using these spells. It looks like he just took out like 3 of my guys, and that's really sad. I'm not too happy about that one. So he's got some pretty hard-hitting spells in there, and he's got a lot of cards in his deck. So he's actually doing really well right now, and I'm a bit worried about that, because he took out my big 8 HP card there, which I was hoping to hold on to for a while, and he's taking me down to 6 health. So I'm gonna have to start putting down some units. But I've actually got a lot of like spell and fortune cards on my deck, and no units. And this is what I was talking about earlier, where it's like as long as I can have units, I'll be good. In this case, not really so good. So I'm drawing a card. I used one I swapped out for another unit. So I got one of my little big 8 HP units out once again, so hopefully that will at least block for a little bit, and I can have these little guys in the outsides attacking for 2 and 1 HP damage, stuff like that. So I really need to get some more units out though, unfortunately, and so I'm gonna have to start drawing those any chance I get but I'm going to have to take another big hit here. He's basically got a free hit. Boom, another 4 damage. So all he has to do is hit me one more time with any of his cards, and I'm screwed. So this next round, I'm basically like I have to have another unit, or I'm screwed. That's basically all it comes down to. So let's see. I'm able to do a big amount of damage if I have enough spell. So I'm going to use that to get a spell. That's going to give 4 damage, which is just barely not enough, unfortunately. Like, he only has 1 HP left on those cards, and that's pretty much going to be not good for me, obviously. So I wasn't able to draw a unit card there. And so I'm just kind of like wasting time here. Basically, he won this one. He only had 2 HP remaining. If I was able to draw 1 unit, I would have won the game. But it was very intense, and it's a really fun game, and I enjoyed it a lot. So there we go. Got some XP for that. Lots of gold. And hopefully you guys enjoyed my little first look of this game. Check it out if you want. It's free to play, like I said, so you can download it right now. And if you want to see more first looks of other games, then let me know, and I'll see you around next time. I'm Kobo Cheese. Peace out.